Yesterday I bought and played for the first time a Samurai Shodown V Special. So first of all, excuse me for the gameplay. This is the first time. Now this is one of the re-release titles that are going to be released with the Neo Geo AES Plus. Now I think there's kind of like controversy surrounding this game because when I read it, always kind of mixed reviews. I think there's some people love it, some people don't like it, some people just kind of in the middle. The game is also available on Steam, and I checked and it's actually sitting on very positive reviews. Now I'm going to share with you my opinion playing it for the first time, and of course what other people are actually mentioning about the game, so you know those, the bad, the good, and the ugly. Or should I say the good, bad, and ugly? Alright, yeah, doesn't matter. So first of all, my personal opinion about this, and I just start playing it. So you see, this is the type of thing like the arcades, right? And that's how I see it. I'm not really diving too much deep into it. I give the game a try, like I'm going into the arcades and playing, and I see if I enjoy it. Sometimes you just want to play it, casually. Not everything you need to go and play like you're, going really all the way in terms of the competitive aspect of the game. And my first impressions were actually incredible. The art, the expressions of the characters, it feels so unique compared to any other fighting game that I played before. That include the voices and the art. It's just beautiful. One thing that I didn't like, by the way, is that the camera is just very, very close, and especially when you're fighting big enemies, it's just too close. You want the space, first of all, to see the environment, and second, when lots of action happening on the screen and big enemies, you want to be able to see things. It's like the camera is a bit too close. Now the roster is quite big, and I also read that they actually brought some of the bosses as characters you can actually fight with. Alright, let me just shut up a bit so we can actually listen. Another thing I really like that some of the gameplay is actually with ambient sound, listen to music, listen. And others have really nice, beautiful Oriental music. Now, this was the final official release for the original Neo Geo hardware, so it makes the game also really unique in that aspect. And I think this exactly explains why it looks so beautiful, because developers had like 14 years of experience to just squeeze every ounce of performance out of the system. And the result, of course, is more refined 2D fighting mechanics, like you see here. Also graphics, everything together. Now this is especially exciting when you have the roster of 28 characters because they're just so unique and different from each other and play differently. So look at the animations and the way the characters fight, just feel different. And each time I actually went to another character, I just really enjoy playing, and I play quite a few of them, not all of them. Now the thing is that if you invest in a game, and if you already buying this game, you're probably going to spend some time. It's important to know what the bad things that people say about the game, because eventually in one way or another you're probably going to find them. Now it's important to know that this game, this is the Steam version of the game, and one of the cool thing about it, it actually features an online multiplayer mode, so you can actually play against other people from all around the world, and it also has a global leaderboard. And to be honest with you, when it comes to fighting games, it's really fun, especially once you master them, you want to check out how good you are. This is the moment where you actually crave for a multiplayer game. And this is something that you won't be able to experience, of course, on the AES version of the game. Now, on the PC version, you have the option to go and choose the violence and blood. Now, some people suggest that the release is going to be with the uncensored version. And people pointing out to the PEGI 16 that listed there, as you can see here. And people really want to see the blood, and they want to see the fatalities. Now, the game actually carries quite a sad story behind it. Behind this decision, because just weeks before the original 2004 home release, again, the AES, a high-profile murder actually occurred in Japan, and after that, kind of in a panic, SNK Playmore delayed the game by 1 week to scrub the extreme violence. Now, the censorship wasn't just toggling off the blood. They actually SNK rushed and removed the overkill dismemberments. With some of them, by the way, we can see I think here in this footage, and actually replaced them with generic animation. So this editing actually introduced game-breaking bugs after that, including the training mode that was broken, and specific character finishes kind of caused the game to actually glitch and crash. And people were complaining that the overkill moves no longer made visual sense, and this is why people want this back. Now, just so you know, when you have the cartridges, you have the option with the AES Plus to actually change the region. So together also with the marketing, with no compromise, people think that this is going to be one without the censorship. Now, of course, if you get the original, the MVS arcade version, this one actually was never censored. Again, it's only changed for the AES, for the home console. This is why also many people value the MVS better than the AES release. Now, aside from that, as I mentioned before, every boss is actually playable as well, which is super cool. Although here you can actually see one of the problems, at least on that version. I know it's going to be slightly different, but you can see that it really the boss takes lots of space on the screen. There's also something unique about this in terms of gameplay, the way you kind of close and you see every single bit of animation in detail. But there are some situations that kind of a bit annoying. But you can understand that this game carries, and this is important for many people, especially fans of the series, it carries a story behind it, right? Both the censorship and also being the last game for the console. Another thing which took me some time to realize that is, well, you can actually take a look here. You can see something special here, right? I mean, if you haven't played lots of fighting games, they're using weapons, right? And actually research about that, and from what I found, probably, Samurai Shodown in general is the series that has most character actually using weapons. I mean, by that I mean katana, spears, claws, umbrellas, chain weapons, and so on. And it was actually one of the first major fighting games built around weapon combat. I mean, not martial arts with weapon as decoration. I actually checked on Wikipedia, and it says, you see, about the first one, it was SNK's first arcade game to focus primarily on weapon-based combat. And I think this is one of the things that I also really liked, because, I mean, you play a game, you really enjoy it, and then I kind of try to analyze what made this one so special, why I enjoy it so much. This is one of the reasons. Yeah, so there are different reasons about the game, varied from, this is a bad game, and this is like the best game they ever played. I mean, the best fighting game they ever played. I can't really tell you a lot until I play it more, but my first impression, I just love this game. This is just like, I told you in the previous video, I fell in love with it in first sight. I love the weapon combat, I love the art, I love the expressions, I love the music, I love also the atmosphere, the background, the voices, even the close camera. This is something that gave the game kind of a unique feel. I love the moves, I love also the UI. I mean, there's so many things that I love about this game. So you see, at the end of the day, people have different opinions, so you're going to need to form yours. It's always important, of course, to learn more about the game, and hopefully others will give their own take. But if you do, by the way, please share the reasons, because this game for me is just so special. It is special. This is why I want it. I mean, otherwise nobody else says something that actually led me to just decide, all right, this might actually a good reason not to get it. And nothing replaces actually playing the game. Just remember that always. Okay, there are some games that you're never gonna buy regardless, but this is definitely not one of them. Thanks for watching.